Hello, and welcome back to Random Vids. So, with this past month going on, there has been a total of two Switch Directs. Switch 2 Directs, talking about the brand new Mario Kart game coming out. Now, obviously, back in January, I ended up talking about this new Mario Kart a little bit, and kind of like what my predictions were and stuff, and how does it look. So I kind of figured I'd give kind of an updated video and check out these past two live streams of Mario Kart World and, touch on some little things here and there, point out some things, talk about some things. Obviously, it's been going around like crazy between the price and, how much this game is going to offer, and then the date that it's coming out, June 5th. It's going to be a really, really great game for sure, and I cannot wait to get it. Is it going to be better than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, though? My current favorite Mario game. I guess we'll have to see. So, let's get to the Direct that released April 2nd. Alrighty, we made it to the first image that I kind of want to touch base about. So, as you all know, there's going to be no more going underwater, which I think the change is kind of, I don't know if I love it or hate it yet. It's one of those things where I have to play the game to really determine how much I like this. Unfortunately, this does kind of feel like this change almost feels like something that could be found in an arcade game. And that's not something I really want Mario Kart to strive for. An arcade game. Like, okay. I do think it's really cool, though, how now when you go on the water, you transition into this boat, which immediately reminded me of a game that I don't even play, Diddy Kong Racing, that I don't even have. I mean, where you can go into, when you go into the water, you're no longer gonna go under the water or drive on top of it, and instead your cart is gonna turn into a boat, which is interesting. Also, you gotta love how in this picture you see Daisy and Baby Daisy. Also, you can see a coin behind Baby Daisy, so that tells you coins are coming back, so there's that. Not only that, but now that kind of tells you, oh, okay, when we saw Rosalinda with that little ski thing, I guess that sort of, I wonder if the snow tracks, you're gonna just turn into some sort of snow ski thing, which I think would be kind of cool, so I'm interested to see where that goes. Yeah, like I said, here's Rosalinda with the ski car. And would you look at that, it is DK Pass. Oh no, DK Pass. And that's not me hating on the track. I think this track is good, but there's one tiny little problem that you probably haven't noticed. This track already came back. Like, it came back in Mario Kart 7. Why are we getting tracks that came back again, huh? Like, that's why I really wish the booster course for Mario Kart 8 focused on tracks more like this. Bring back the tracks that were stuck in DS7 or Wii to make them look great, and then save brand new retro tracks for the next Mario Kart. And because the booster course was all over the place, the booster course brought back a lot of tracks that a lot of people wanted to see come back, like Wii Rainbow Road, for example. And it's really great and all, it's just the fact that everything's all mismatched. And don't get me wrong, I love seeing DK Pass. Again, it looks really great. I'm interested to see like how great of a track this is gonna go, but it's just like, man, we could have had a brand new DS track that has never come back, and we're getting this, unfortunately, so it's just kind of like, okay, then, but hey, it looks good at least, but it's just something that's kind of like, oh man, it kind of disappointed me, honestly, when I saw it for the first time. I'm like, oh no, they're bringing back tracks that have come back again. Why don't you just do, I don't know, tracks that have never come back? And I know this is a track that nobody likes, but Figure 8 Circuit, like, bring it back at least one time, so then you can say, okay, we bring it back, we modernized it, we don't ever have to bring it back again. But DK Pass already was in 7 and Tour, so, I don't know, that's just a minor little nitpick. I still love DK Pass, though, and I'm glad to see a return, but it's just something to note about. A few seconds later into the footage, and we have something else to talk about. Remember how I talked about the boats for when you go on the water? Well, now for gliding, gliding is still here, but instead of, a big glider going on top of your car, now you turn into a plane. Uh, okay, once again, another very random change. Like, it's not something that we all would just like, oh, we hated the gliders, please change them. But, okay, once again, I'm curious to see how this ends up playing out. Honestly, it's not going to be that big of a difference, I don't think. And it's not going to be something I'm going to really care about that much, but it's just something worth mentioning that no more gliders, now there's planes. Okay, then. Oh, and there's this, where you can now drive on the railing. Okay, once again, another random thing that I think they kind of just put in. Like, when I saw this, I was like, whoa, okay, you can now drive on the railing. Once again, I'm very interested to see how this ends up playing out, because it could go really well, or it could just be downright annoying. Like I said, Mario Kart works in a way that it's like, it works perfectly, so don't change too much. But, I don't know, maybe this is going to be a fun change we all like. I don't know. It's one of those things where I can't really determine yet until I actually play the game, but hey, it looks cool at least. Also, would you look at this? This is the brand new Shy Guy Bazaar. They're bringing back Shy Guy Bazaar, and I don't think it was too bizarre that this track was coming back. What's funny is that I predicted a Mushroom Cup track from Mario Kart 7 to come back, that being Daisy Hills, and instead we got Shy Guy Bazaar. I also predicted a Star track being Maka Wahoo to come back, and we got Wario Shipyard. So, what are the odds of that? But yeah, I'm really interested to see how Shy Guy Bazaar plays out, because this is a really great track. And I'm glad it's coming back, and would you look at that? It's day! And that's another thing I want to touch base about. This is a really cool thing that I really like, is that depending on the time you play the track, it could be dark, it could be day, it could be raining, who knows? It could be sunset. Honestly, they should have just put Sunset Wild on this Mario Kart. Maybe they just based this whole game off of the criticism that Sunset Wild got when it came in the booster course. No sunset? Well then fine, every single track will have a sunset, if that's how you feel. Okay then. Not something I was expecting, but honestly this looks really cool, where I wonder if it'll change like certain parts of the track. And seeing the track being day and then night, raining, you name it. It's definitely really cool, and I kind of like this change. So yeah, let's keep going. Oh, and here's something else. Honestly, I don't even need to explain what this is. I don't even need to talk about what this is. All I need to say is, what the heck is this? You can drive on the wall now. This is Mario Galaxy. Okay, another very unnecessary change. I'm kind of interested to see how this will work. I'm not really sure if I love it or hate it. It's just something I'm going to have to wait and see when the game comes out. Oh, and then there's this. You can drive as a cow. Yes, you can now drive as a cow. For a brand new Mario Kart character, I was not expecting this at all. Like, it seems like a mod. It doesn't seem like this is an actual brand new Mario Kart game. You can play as a cow. Perfect. Also, if you look closely, Toad is bigger than Baby Luigi. A lot bigger. You know what that means. They brought back the Mega Mushroom from Mario Kart Wii. Thank God. Because that item was very great. I mean, they brought back the Boo. They brought back the Mega Mushroom. You know what we're missing. They gotta bring the fake item box back. Why haven't we gotten it yet? And I still haven't seen it in any of the directs we got from this game yet. So, maybe we'll get it still, who knows. But yeah, Mega Mushroom returning, that's amazing. And then there's this. For starters, Hammer Bro is finally driving. That is great. Probably, honestly, in my opinion, the best brand new character. Well, okay. I guess he isn't brand new, because he was drivable in Mario Kart Tour, but from a base Mario Kart game, finally, he's a playable character, which is great. I love Hammer Bro. And what is that item he is throwing? Hammers? That... okay, that seems really cool. Brand new item. I'm kind of interested to see how this works. Coin blocks, that was from Mario Kart Tour. I did actually have Mario Kart Tour for a short period of time. I had it from July of 2023 to about probably till about September of 2023. Right until they announced that Tour was gonna get, taken down. There's gonna be no more new tracks, and I figured, well, they're all going to be on the booster course now, so why have tour? But I do remember the coin blocks, which, honestly, this is a way better item than just the typical coins, so it's a cool item. It's just, I don't really know how, like, I haven't played Tour enough to really experiment with this item enough to know how fun or great it is to use, but hey, it's cool that it's turning. Then there's this, you can drive as a truck. I mean, you're like, yeah, we have carts and stuff. No, I mean a literal truck that you find on the highways. Why? The world will never know. And this is really cool, and I can't wait to do this in Mario Kart World. Just jump into the back of a truck and start driving the car. You know, why the heck not? If you see down here in the corner, it's taking out part of the guardrail. Oh, that is so hilarious. And also, that shopping item bag thing now gives you some sort of food that you could change into some sort of random skin character. Okay, that seems really cool and all. I mean, look at Luigi. He just ate some food, now he's a different character. Honestly, that is a way better way to use cloned characters. Obviously, when Mario Kart Tour got dropped, there was a whole bunch of different costumes. And that's cool and all. And to see them all in this Mario Kart game is also cool. And I'm glad that, like, these are all basically, what's the word? Like, I don't feel like they're kind of wasting spots, as like in Mario Kart 8 in a way. But Mario Kart 8 also had a worser character roster. Like, they were missing so many characters. So having characters like Metal Mario return and then Pickled Peach just felt unnecessary. But now with Mario Kart Tour, with the roster just being wherever it wants to go, it's cool seeing stuff like this happen where you eat food and you just change, and that's how you unlock the alts. That's kind of cool. Also, if you didn't notice, this map is Moo Moo Meadows. Oh, Moo Moo Meadows. You know, the one that returned in Mario Kart 8? I don't really know how I feel about this, because, don't get me wrong, I love Moo Moo Meadows. I think it's a great track, and I love that it returned to Mario Kart 8. But why is it returning in Mario Kart World? You know, you think the return in Mario Kart 8 was enough? Because the graphics look really great in Mario Kart 8. So with the graphics only looking a bit better, basically all they're really doing is just expanding on the track more. So that's cool and all, but I would love to see them expand on tracks that, you know, have never come back before. So, not really sure how I feel about Moo Moo Meadows yet, especially since it came back just in Mario Kart 8. So, and what's even funnier yet is that we still haven't got any news on a Nitro track in Mario Kart 8 coming back. Oh, but the retro tracks in Mario Kart 8 can come back. Why? Like, okay. But I'm interested to see how they do Moo Moo Meadows again. And also, if you look in the distance, is that a car? Like a car you see on the highways driving? Or is that in my imagination? Or is that something else? There's so much chaos in this game, who knows? Hang on a sec, what is this? Kamek is now an item? Okay. So, let me get this straight. They're downgrading Kamek to an item, and they're upgrading Piranha Plant into a playable character. I saw that on a post somewhere, which is kind of funny, and I'm like, you know, that's totally true, and honestly, I would much rather drive as Kamek than a Piranha Plant. First Smash Bros, and now this. Like, I don't mind Piranha Plant, but personally, he's kind of one of those side Mario enemies that I would just much rather see him as an enemy or an obstacle opposed to a playable character. They went all out with new playable characters, and some of them are really, really great. Others are kind of questionable. A Conkdor, you can play as a Conkdor. A Cataquack is okay. Not really sure how I feel about some of those characters. A Bonefish, a Bee, okay. Like, some of them are kind of, okay, the Bee is funny, but you can't play as Kamek then, or we're not sure yet. The game has not come out yet. So, just to let you know. Also, the Kamek item, all it does is turn people into a random enemy. So, once again, I'm curious to see how this will end up working out in this Mario Kart. Seems interesting, so we'll see how it works. Also, guess what? Look at this track. I think you guys can guess what this track is. Yes, it is Wario Stadium from the N64. They are finally bringing the last track back from Mario Kart 64 that they've never brought back yet. Holy cow, this looks... I don't even know how to describe it. It looks really, really cool. I am so glad that they're bringing this one back. This was one of my predictions for Retro Tracks. I can't believe they actually got a prediction right, which is crazy. Because especially being surprised that they're bringing back tracks that have come back before. I'm glad I got at least one right. Although I got two, I think. But we'll talk about that later. But yeah, Wario Stadium. Oh, I am so glad they are bringing this back. So now, if they want, they can bring back any N64 track they want to, because they did all of them now, so they can bring back anyone they want to. That's what I would wish would happen. Bring back the tracks that haven't come back yet. Then you can go and do whatever track you want to. Don't just pick and choose, don't just pick and choose the same ones all the time. But man, this looks really cool. I'm so glad they're bringing this one back. Also, let's just take a peek at this map real quick. Oh man, it's just... I don't know what to say. It just looks really cool. Now, if you look down there really closely, you can see that is the Mario circuits from the SNES. The one up there, that's Mario Circuit 1. The one over there is Mario Circuit 2, and the one down there is Mario Circuit 3. Interesting how they're putting these three tracks together, it's really cool. Then there's another one over here. I remember it got pointed out. I forget where necessarily it's at. There's one somewhere else that I think it was in the ghost area. I don't know where the ghost area is quite yet. It's one of these areas, but basically that area, I think they're bringing back some of the ghost valleys from the original Mario Kart. So, okay, what's kind of interesting now that you can kind of see those Mario Circuit tracks is that in Mario Party Jamboree, they did a minigame called like Mario's 3-Time Past or something like that, where they kind of combined minigames. Well, now they're combining tracks, which I think is kind of cool. But yeah, let's keep moving on, shall we? Also, here's a better look at Moo Moo Farm. It looks a lot like the 8 version, but they just added some more to it. So honestly, it looks better than the Mario Kart 8 version just because of the extra things they added. But it's just one of those ones where it's like, okay, it's coming back again. I'm not sure what all those white lines are about on the side of the road. They look kind of ugly, but okay. I mean, hey, it looks better than the Mario Kart 8 version, so at least, like, we're not having some silly booster course thing where they're just going to get randomly lazy with the graphics. But yeah, it looks really cool. It's just, once again, a track that I didn't think would come back at all. And would you look at that? The track that everybody wanted in the booster course, but we didn't end up getting. Airship Fortress. And, I mean, once again, kind of like DK Pass, it came back in Mario Kart 7. Why are we getting it again? But fine, whatever. I don't care at this point. They brought back most of the DS tracks anyway. All we really have left is Bowser Castle, Rainbow Road, and Figure 8 Circuit. And my prediction was just bring Figure 8 Circuit back and then leave Bowser Castle or Rainbow Road for the next. But for how long it takes Nintendo to make Mario Kart games now, I can see why. I guess, sort of. And also the fact that graphics look so much better. So it's just like, alright, at this point, Mario Kart Wii and 7's graphics are ugly. So why don't we bring it back again? But personally, I feel like they should just bring back all the tracks from that game first, then focused on revamping it. And man, Airship Fortress looks really cool. I can't wait to drive it. Obviously, there's an extra path here, but that's for the brand new... I don't even know what you want to call it. Because now you can kind of drive from track to track, which is interesting. So I guess that is kind of their little gateway to drive from track to track. Not really sure how I love it, but you know what? It's cool. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But man, the track overall looks really great. Here's another thing I kind of wanted to touch base about. Retro tracks are now going to be randomly placed everywhere. Okay. Once again, another very odd change that I personally don't like, but yeah, it's alright. It's going to be something we're going to have to get used to. Not doing nitro tracks in the usual and retro tracks in the usual. Also, where's the Special Cup? Special Cup's just kind of missing unless you unlock it. So obviously, Shy Guy Bazaar, Wario Stadium, Airship Fortress, we already talked about those. But they're also bringing Desert Hills back. And here's the same problem with the other DS tracks. This one already came back in Mario Kart Wii. Why are we getting it again? Fine, we can get it again. And honestly, I feel like Desert Hills, I feel like, is a very overhated track. But once again, it's just like, it came back already. What about something new that we've never seen before? Here's the Star Cup, obviously DK Pass. Sky High Sunday? What? They're bringing back Sky High Sunday? I'm lost of words, honestly. Once again, I love Sky High Sunday. In my opinion, it is easily an extremely overhated track. I love it a lot, but why are we bringing it back again? 2 years ago, we just had it in the booster course. Why is this one coming back? That kind of defeats the whole purpose of the booster course then. If they're just going to bring back tour tracks that came back in the booster course. Why not, oh gee, I don't know, the only track that never came back? Like, Piranha Plant Pipeline. This is the one that I feel like we all wanted. Not Sky High Sunday again. And yes, the graphics look really nice. I can't wait to see how it looks and stuff. But we just got this in Mario Kart 8. Like, why are we getting this and not Piranha Plant Pipeline? That just baffles me. The way that they treated this. And maybe they had this in mind all along that they wanted to bring this back, but why bring it in Mario Kart 8 in the first place if they're just going to bring it back 2 years later in the booster course? Like, that just baffles my mind. And it wastes what could have been Piranha Plant Pipeline, which we still haven't seen. Oh, it's just... it makes me mad, honestly, because that's the only track they never brought back, and instead they're going to bring back Sky High Sunday. Once again, I love Sky High Sunday, but it just came back in Mario Kart 8! It just gets me upset because, like... and yeah, they bring back Wario Shipyard. It looks really nice, but 3DS tracks have never come back before. Unless if it was Mario Kart 8 or Tour. But Sky High Sunday, it's like this one just came back in Mario Kart 8. And this is something I'm really starting to notice now going in. This game is nothing like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Nothing at all. Like, it is... There is nothing similar about this, from this to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Which, that's cool and all, yeah, Mario Kart 8 is 11 years old now. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is, like, 8 years old now. So, yeah, they want to try something different. And that's cool, I'm all for different. But... dang, this is different from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. There is nothing from this game that has come over from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, really, except for the retro tracks. And not even a Nitro track has come back from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is weird. And heck, the main gimmick of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is nowhere to be found either. What happened to anti-gravity? Why is that not in this game either? Like, I am really excited about this game, don't get me wrong, but there is some things that are very nitpicky for me because of the fact that I feel like at some points Nintendo is just kind of pretending that their most popular game doesn't exist. That is such a shame and just such a stupid move for Nintendo. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is your most sold game of all time. It should be treated with respect. Not with, like, not pretending it doesn't exist. This game is more like Mario Kart Tour than it is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And I feel like the only people who are going to be like, oh yeah, this game is perfect, are the people who just got tired of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or just downright didn't like it. And yeah, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe did kind of overstay its welcome a bit, but that doesn't mean it's a bad game. Like, you may be tired of the game, but it's not a bad game. And this game is really cool, and I can't wait to play it, but man, I just kind of wish they treated their most sold game of all time with a little more respect. So, just a little FYI there. just a little bit like how I'm feeling about what we're seeing so far. So, alright, let's keep moving before I explode. Oh, hey look, Koopa Troopa Beach. Now, I've heard a lot of both. Is this Koopa Beach 1 from the original Mario Kart, or is this Koopa Troopa Beach from the N64? You gotta add the little, like, thing down there so I know. I've heard that it might be a mix of both, so okay. Also, here's what I'm talking about. Like, you can see in the background, that is clearly Mario Circuit 3. Okay. Which is also another track in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. What's kind of funny now is that Mario Circuit 3 has returned even more than Rainbow Road has. It was in the original Mario Kart Super Circuit, Mario Kart Wii, Mario Kart Tour, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and now Mario Kart World. That is 6 times. That is so funny. So you can get a little glimpse of, you know, how it looks. Pokey is a playable character. Okay. There's the bee, obviously, as you can see. Yeah. Now, this next thing looks really cool. Knockout Tour? This is something that I was, like, predicting for the next Mario Kart. To almost have, like, an elimination mode where you drive around on the tracks, and if you don't come in a certain placement, you get eliminated. And, oh man, this looks really cool. I can't believe they're actually doing it. So, this honestly is probably going to be, like, one of my favorite modes in this new Mario Kart. It looks so cool, and I cannot wait to try it out when it comes out. But, oh man, Knockout Tour, oh, it's going to look really cool. Also, yes, that is a dolphin. You can play as a dolphin as well. Okay. Also, yes, this game is open world. So, it looks really cool. Like, I love how this is kind of the main gimmick of Mario Kart World, where it's open world, you can drive anywhere. I wonder how it's kind of going to affect the normal Grand Prix mode. But I guess we'll have to see. And hey, it looks really cool. I can't wait to try it out. Also, you want a double dash track to return? Well, why don't we bring back Down and Down a Jungle, because we didn't get to bring it back in Mario Kart 8. I mean, it's not what I predicted. I'd rather than bring back the 4 tracks that haven't come back, but whatever. I've just accepted it at this point that they're bringing back tracks that have already come back. I mean, hey, at least it looks really, really cool, but it's just not what I wanted. Alrighty, so this is kind of what I was talking about. Boo Cinema, as the track is called. If you look closely at the track design right here, looks kind of flat, right? Well, what other Ghost courses were flat? The original Ghost Valleys. This kind of almost looks like one of the Ghost Valleys from the SNES. And, oh, if you look over here, that looks like another track over there. Is that another part of the Ghost Valley? Huh. So this is kind of what I was talking about. I believe they're bringing back kind of like the Mario Circuits. They're kind of putting in the 3 Ghost Valleys and kind of putting them together into a track called Boo Cinema. So, hey, this seems really interesting, and honestly, I think this is some of the best ways that they could do the SNES retro tracks. If they're not going to want to do anything too big to redo the SNES retro tracks, putting them kind of all together into one works really great, and honestly, it looks really nice, and can't wait to see what this track offers. Also, yes, Toad's Factory is in the game, which is great. This is another prediction that I predicted for the next Mario Kart. I mean, come on, everyone loves it. It didn't come in the booster course. I didn't want it to, because I wanted it to wait till the next Mario Kart, and this is one of the tracks that actually did, and the wait was worth it, honestly. This track is definitely way more suited for this game, and it looks really, really cool, and I can't wait to, you know, drive around on it and, you know, play around with it. Obviously, we kind of knew it was going to return because we heard music in the first Direct, and the second Direct, it's like, okay, yeah, here's Toad's Factory. So, yeah, that's another prediction I got correct, which is crazy. There's only a few more Wii tracks, which is kind of funny that they've never added yet. The 2 circuit tracks, Mario and Luigi, and Bowser Castle and Dry Dry Ruins. Those are the only ones they haven't brought back yet. So this game has now caught up to Mario Kart Double Dash, which is crazy. Also, apparently Peach Beach is going to be a course too. Okay, I mean, if you look closely at this, it looks absolutely nothing like Peach Beach, but I wonder if up there is maybe more the town and this is just the connecting. Because as you know, the tracks look completely different now because you get to drive from one track to the next. So maybe this is just the connecting thing? I don't know. It's hard to tell. Also, for items, you can see there's a new item called the Coin Shell, which I guess you kind of shoot off and it leaves a line of coins. And it works kind of like a red shell. Interesting. Another coin item. Also, the Ice Flower making a return, which is really cool. I mean, returned because it was in Mario Kart Tour, so hey, why not? They have flower, they have fire flower, they can have the ice flower. And of course, they're bringing the feather back, which is really cool. So it's not just going to be used for battle mode, but it's also now can be used for the normal tracks. Okay, interesting. Also, looks like they're keeping the smart steering and auto acceleration, which is kind of cool, I guess. My thing though is, does that mean we're getting 200cc? I really hope. Now, one thing I noticed is it also now says auto use item. So now you don't even have to play the game. Just let the character go and use the item, which is kind of funny. Now, one thing I haven't seen yet is Mii characters. I love Mii characters, so I really hope we get Mii characters in this Mario Kart. Also, here's a new thing, charge jump. So basically, how you drift and on the turns. Now you can basically do that on the straights without, turning, and you can make your own boost. That's really cool, honestly. I like that change. Now here's something interesting, a rewind. So you can rewind yourself in the game. Okay, I'm not really sure how I feel about this. It's interesting and all. I do think it is a good idea to have it just yourself rewind, so it's not just a broken thing that you can do. Because, uh-oh, I accidentally missed something. Uh-oh, I accidentally ran into something. Then you just rewind and let it go. And you're basically just getting first place no matter what. So having you being the only one to rewind, I think, was a smart choice. But having to rewind in the first place is a very odd thing in general. But, okay. It is shown that, of course, time trials has returned, and it looks like you're still getting 3 mushrooms, which is really great. Versus race, thank God that returned. We don't want another Mario Kart 7. So, obviously, you can choose the class, teams, items, the computer difficulty, race count, which looks like you can choose a bunch of different races now, which is great. Instead of it just being 4, 8, 3. I don't think you could ever do 3 before. And course selection open. I believe that determines if you want it to be just the normal Grand Prix, or if you want it to travel to other Grand Prix, other tracks. So, okay, that's a good option. Also, yes, Shoka Mountain is coming back too. Why is all the Mario Kart 8 retro tracks coming back? Ay, this makes me so mad. Retro tracks, but not the Nitro tracks. Not the Nitro tracks. Just the retro tracks for Mario Kart 8. Also, you can do 4 teams. That is really cool. And of course, there's Balloon Battle, and I think Coin Runners is here as well. Now, something you notice up there is a timer. Oh no, why are we doing a timer? But, okay then. Also the fact that if you look closely, the map shows obviously a battle track, but this looks like just a normal track. So, uh-oh, are we kind of doing what we did in Mario Kart 8? But I wonder if they're, really revamping the tracks in a way that it's just gonna, because now they created these tracks that they can just revamp whenever they want to, so they're gonna revamp it to make it look like a battle course then. Almost kind of like what they did in Mario Kart Tour when you could do battle mode on Paris Promenade or New York Minute. So, okay, also looks like we're going back to the 5 balloon thing, so that's neat. Coin Runner, of course, returning. And Big Donut returning. Okay. This isn't necessarily what I expected for a returning N64 track. I figured we'd get the last one we didn't get, Double Decker, but okay, we can do Big Donut again, why not? Also, would you look at this? Would you look at this? In the free roam, they are letting you do missions. So finally, missions are coming back, which is really cool. And honestly, this is probably the best way they could do missions in this game, and I think it's going to work really well, and I can't wait to try it. Between the new Knockout Tour and Free Roam, I don't know which one I'm going to have more fun on. Maybe Knockout Tour, but I don't know. They're doing missions though in Free Roam. That's basically them just saying, okay, fine, mission mode returned, confirmed. Thank God, thank God. And I can't wait to try these missions out. So yes, thank you Nintendo for finally listening to us about missions and bringing them back. Also, here's what the menu looks like. Looks pretty clean and crisp. It'd be nice to have kind of a song button, but maybe that Like It To is going to be the song button. Who knows? It looks almost kind of like Mario Kart 8's in a way, just a little more cleaner. Alrighty, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next week. Have a good day.